Good evening. That's all you got? Okay, let's try that again. Good evening. Oh, that makes my heart happy. Esteemed guests, faculty, staff, and students, I am honored to be with you tonight as you celebrate your achievements. My name is Garrett Chisholm, and I'm the Masters of Health Administration Program Director here at Metropolitan State University of Denver. I would like to start tonight by thanking all of you for being here. This is a special event. Yeah, you can say that here. It's okay. The hooding ceremony is a special recognition upon graduates receiving a master's or doctoral degrees. The hooding ceremony originated in European universities in the 11th and 12th century and was introduced to distinguish graduating students as they began their academic careers. Hooded robes, often required for warmth in unheated medieval libraries, were first used as a practical uniform for scholars as they studied and produced written works. However, over time, the robes have become largely symbolic. Universities then added colors to the robes to differentiate students by their academic majors, and the hoods later become part of the commencement ceremony. Hoods are used today to represent a commitment to scholarly life. It's my honor to be here with you in this amazing night. We do have one change of the agenda, and that is Professor Zeiler has fell ill. And so you are fortunate to get me for the opening and the closing. Aren't the students excited? It's my pleasure to announce our first speaker, Dr. Alfred Tatum, Provost and Executive Vice President of Academic Affairs. Welcome, Dr. Tatum.
Good evening, everyone. You know, I read a quote that I want to share with the graduates. I think it's apropos. And it goes like this: all roads but one are bad roads for you, since they diverge from the direction in which your action is expected and required. Do not prove faithless by rejecting your sacred calling. Your presence here tonight indicates that you have identified a sacred calling. It is a privilege for me to join you and be a momentary witness for your accomplishments. Our communities need you, and based on my knowledge of your faculty and staff, I know that you are supremely prepared to go forth and do something extraordinary. We hope the lessons that you've learned here and friendships that you made will sustain you as you move forward. I charge you to seek that which impresses and inspires you as you seek to impress and inspire others. Never become imprisoned by smallness, because it is at that moment that someone's humanity can be paralyzed by fear or inconvenience or things that tilt them in the wrong direction. I charge you also to enter your profession, because your field is not a crucible, but it is a nesting ground for experiencing the most beautiful and menacing parts of our textured humanity. You will be challenged in your field to excavate something deeper and more meaningful inside of you. Never allow someone's future to hemorrhage in your presence if you are in a position to make an impact. And lastly, you must create new platforms and new knowledge based on the inevitable shifts that will come. So on behalf of MSU Denver, our president, our faculty and staff, I say congratulations to you. MSU Denver is a great place, but you must be greater. So on behalf of all of those who are celebrating with you tonight, I say go forth, be extraordinary, and remain road runners on the move. Congratulations to each of you.
Thank you, Dr. Tatum. Again, we appreciate your support and sharing your time with us and your thoughts this evening. It is now my pleasure to welcome our Associate Vice President of Graduate Studies, Dr. Inga Vifes. How did I do? See?
Thank you very much for the opportunity to share with you a few thoughts on this very, very important occasion. Congratulations on earning a master's degree. You made it. You did it. You earned it despite COVID and possibly many other challenges that made you wonder at some time if it's all worth it. It is. You are now members of about 40% of US citizens who hold a graduate degree, and members of an even smaller group with expertise in healthcare administration, and you are needed. Your degree is called Masters of Health Administration, and that, of course, is an abbreviation. You cannot administrate health, just as little as you can insure it. You can insure your wealth, meaning health insurance can help you not to get into financial trouble if you get sick. And you can administrate health care. And that is a central part of your education. You have chosen to join a service industry, meaning that you will what you deliver is not tangible product, but a service, assistance. You will serve on many different avenues to facilitate the care that people need to maintain or restore their health. Some of you might choose service that will allow you to also be in contact with those who need the care. And many of you will play important roles that are invisible to those who need the care, and your work matters just as much. Some of you will work in hospitals, insurance companies, senior services, government institutions, not-for-profit organizations, and many others. With your training to become healthcare administrators, you have acquired special knowledge and obtained special training that will allow you to accomplish many different tasks. You have learned about maintaining medical records, managing finances, coordinating care providers, developing best practices of care, managing compliance with healthcare policies, processing insurance claims, and much, much more. In a smaller facility, you might be wearing many of these hats and be responsible to many of these tasks. In bigger organizations, there might be special teams for each of these tasks. You also know that the healthcare industry is under attack from many angles, and I'm sure you have learned and thought about this as well. Indeed, in some areas, the healthcare industry looks pretty sick itself. There are vast disparities in healthcare outcomes between different populations. The impact of environmental factors, air, water quality on health and wellness have been ignored far too long. And housing, education, and food are in too many cases inadequate and painful. And here is where well-trained people like you with new approaches can make a healthcare difference. Where you can make a difference by taking a stand, voicing your concerns, letting no one forget that supporting healthcare equity is an essential part of healthcare administration. I'm sure you can do it. I'm sure you will do it, because your training in this healthcare administration master's program has empowered you to do so. Congratulations and best wishes for your future plans.
Thank you, Dr. Avifas. Next, I'd like to welcome Dr. Hope Sapolsky, Dean of the inaugural College of Health and Human Services.
Well, welcome everyone. Tonight we celebrate the graduating class of the Master of Health Administration. As Garrett said, this is such a special occasion. I'm honored to be a part of it. These trailblazing students joined this program ready to help others and change the world. They worked hard, sacrificed, studied, and pushed through this rigorous program, all during a pandemic. I hope that moving forward, you graduates look back and appreciate everything that you've accomplished here and think of this time as a monument to your strength and ability. But I want you to remember all the good that happened here while you were at MSU Denver. Remember your classmates and your mentors that supported you. Your classmates know exactly what you went through, and this shared experience created a bond that you will always have. Remember the hard classes that you completed with honor. Those classes pushed you to be a better writer, a critical thinker, and a better student. And these classes challenged you. As we all know, life is one big challenge. We are lifelong learners, and skills learned here will help you with the rest of your life. Remember to thank your family and your friends who helped you through this. You went into this with people who knew you could accomplish great things, and they stood beside you, and I'm sure they're here with you tonight. They believed in you, and it's important to remember how wonderful that feels. But remember, wherever you go, whether it's onto a PhD or onto your job, you are a roadrunner, and you are part of MSU Denver's community. You are a part of us, and we go with you, so please stay in touch. We love to hear about your success stories, and congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Sapolsky. Get to my notes here. This one's a little rougher for me. Diversity in culture, access, respect, stewardship, community engagement, excellence, and innovation. These are the values of the MHA program here at MSU Denver. The MHA Outstanding Student Award is recognition voted by the MHA faculty and staff. This recognition was developed to recognize students who represent and embody these core values. It is also a recognition that is not necessarily given out every year. It must be earned. And I'm proud to say that this year we had several nominations. With that said, however, it was no surprise to me when I reviewed the votes and comments by faculty. Lisa Matsushima is special. To persevere is to continue in a course of action even in the face of difficulty or with little or no prospect of success. The opposite of perseverance is to quit or give up. Lisa has not had an easy path. As a young child, Lisa was challenged with a difficult environment, so she persevered. As a young adult, she was blessed with two daughters that she would raise as a single parent, one of who is with us tonight. and she persevered. While raising her two daughters, Jessica and Ryan, she worked. Started as an office assistant, transitioning to early childhood education, then transitioning again to healthcare. During this work, she looked for opportunities to help, frequently volunteering for additional responsibility, whether it was leading teams, mentoring peers, or helping families. Lisa rose to the occasion. And yet, while doing so, she was criticized for taking on too much. So she persevered. While raising her family, she went to college, starting right after high school, then returning. She would finish her bachelor's degree here at MSU Denver 26 years later. She persevered. Lisa started the MHA in spring 2021, like many of the students, in the middle of the pandemic. I began to meet with Lisa almost every semester, time that I cherished. And although Lisa was not sure where she was going in healthcare administration, she was crystal clear on one objective. Lisa was vulnerable and opened up about her life story to me. And she repeatedly would describe to me that she wanted and needed to gain confidence in herself. Lisa excelled in her coursework, not only achieving a 4.0, but often challenging her peers and often her professors. She persevered. During her graduate work, Lisa continued her volunteerism, MHA, community events, professional conferences, and even worked for the Health Institute as a work-study student. Most recently, Lisa has been a teaching assistant in our program. MHA students begin planning their capstone experiences when they start the program. Lisa chose to complete her capstone at Denver Health, and her capstone work was in development. It was no surprise to me that when she chose her capstone, her work was focused on helping others. Specifically, she worked on helping the lowest paid employees at Denver Health and help them advance in the organization. When asked by her professor, Dr. Robinson here, last week about her capstone, Dr. Robinson asked, "Share with me the largest lesson learned." And Lisa stated proudly that she found her confidence. She persevered. I'd like to share a few thoughts that the faculty and staff wrote about you, Lisa. Quote, "Lisa is an excellent student, attentive, hardworking, and inquisitive. In addition to her work as a student, Lisa is always the first to volunteer, sign up to help with scholarships, or communicate how to help the program." Next comment. "Over the last 2 years, I found Lisa to be a passionate and capable student. She went above and beyond. I really appreciate her dedication to the coursework. Lisa exemplifies respect to her peers and all those around her." Next faculty member. Succinctly, "I just could not do it without Lisa. She's simply incredible." I could not agree more. Lisa, all of us are excited to see what you are going to do and what your impact will be. And we know it will be incredible. And I have no doubt at all in your confidence in the things that you're going to do in this world. So congratulations, and I'd like to invite our MHA outstanding student, Lisa Matsushima.
Man, I thought I was going to cry just from my speech. This is a lot more intimidating than our capstone. Oh, well. Just a couple things. Like, hopefully I don't cry. Many of you know me, and I cry all the time. But it's nice to be recognized. Like, I'm not just being recognized for my hard work. I'm actually being recognized for me, which is huge. I'll just keep going. Just bear with me, okay? Yeah, so the day I started this program, I was like, I'm gonna be me. Because I've hidden myself, I've adapted to the world, and it paid off sometimes, but I've never felt more me than I am now at age 47. So I kind of started the MHA program on a whim, sorry. But it literally came out of nowhere. I mean, I've always had jobs. I've always just survived life as this young single mom to get through life, pretty much. But I was a preschool teacher for 13 years, and then I knew I needed to get into healthcare. I knew that's the type of person I was, and I thought I could actually get paid to care for people, and so I was going to be a nurse. That was the plan. I got my foot in the door. I was taught how to take IVs out of patients, and I literally, shockingly, cried because I would tear tape off them, and they would be in pain, and I was like, ooh, nursing is not for me. I cannot do this. So with many reasons, when I was in healthcare for 7 years as an endoscopy tech, I faced a lot of life challenges. Thanks, Jess. But not only that, I was in an environment that really lacked leadership. And it's nothing I knew, even from the MHA program, what leadership should look like and feel like, and what we've done for the past 2 years. And so I was unhappy, but I was just too scared to step away. I had health insurance, I had a job, I had an income, but I didn't have the confidence. So the universe decided to say, hey, Lisa, I'm going to help you. I was hiking with my sister one day, and I hurt my knee. And I was supposed to be out of work for 2 weeks and go back. And the universe was like, no, you need more time to know that you should not be in this job. You should not be in this role. You deserve better. So I'm a little stubborn. So the universe was like 3 knee surgeries in 9 months. Then COVID, and I lost my job. And it all worked out great. My sister ended up sending me information about the MHA program at MSU Denver. Didn't really know anything about it, but this was the first time that I thought, what am I going to do for me, right? Rather than for my daughters. And so I took a leap, and I think it paid off. I wanted to be something better than just really good at being a single poor mom. And I really was good at it, but I wanted to be more than that. So I'm reading a book right now from James Clear, Atomic Habits. And one of his quotes is, it doesn't matter how successful or unsuccessful you are. What matters is whether your habits are putting you on the path towards success. And I had no idea that first day that I chose to be true to me, that I was laying down all these habits. And other than crying, I'm pretty good at being me. I'm very proud of who I am and where I've come. And a lot of you have seen me grow, these past 2 years. So I promised myself to share my story, to raise my hand, even though I was terrified that the answer was wrong, to have my camera on, to speak up, to take a step up in groups, to try to be this leader that I admired in others. Say yes to everything. And then I think the biggest piece of advice from Garrett, even though I was like, I don't want to, he's like, network. And I was like, I just want to be home in my pajamas, reading a book, watching Grey's Anatomy, something. But I networked, and it's paid off. I always knew or had an idea of what a great leader should feel like and look like, not just as a leader, but as an employee, And I think that lack of experience with that, I just was like, I need to find that. And I found it in myself. I found it in my peers. I don't have very many. This is probably my first award ever. So I'm going to use this opportunity like Golden Globes and thank a couple people. I'm hoping someone's recording because I'm definitely starting a TikTok account after this. But Garrett, you had no idea I was such a rule follower when you first met me, but someone, Tracy, probably said, meet with Garrett, meet with your advisor every 8 weeks. And I did. And he's like, oh, you again. But 2 years later, you've been such a fantastic resource for me and helped me guide every time I derailed in my thinking of what I was doing and how I was going about it. You just kind of got me on track. And so I really, really appreciate you. I'm very lucky. I don't have a big social circle, and I used to regret it, but I am so lucky because I have two strong, confident, and amazing women as role models who are crying too. They're consistently in my life, whether I want it or not. But thank you to my sister, Jen, for always seeing my potential. And I didn't see it my whole life up until these past 2 years. So thanks for encouraging me to be successful. Jess, I don't know what to say. Thank you. You've always looked at me and treated me like I was an outstanding person. And I didn't start believing it until these past 2 years. You are definitely my role model. So, and congratulations to every one of you. You all deserve this. You know that. You've worked hard, and we all have such unique stories. And I think that's my favorite part of being a part of this. And finally, we get to all meet in person. So I hope we continue to do that. Thank you very much.
Lisa, it's okay, I'm a crier too. I told Tracy as I was writing it, I was tearing up. Very proud of you. I should have done bigger font. This is another special moment for me and the faculty because he's one of our previous students. We're going to introduce our keynote speaker. Chris Dunbar was named Chief Operating Officer at PSL in Rocky Mountain Hospital for Children in May 2022, leading hospital operations, strategic planning, physician and colleague engagement, construction projects. Most recently, Chris served as the COO and Ethics and Compliance Officer for HCA Healthcare's Methodist Hospital Stone Oak and Rehabilitation Center in San Antonio. He was Vice President of Operations at PSL Rocky Mountain Hospital from 2016 to 2019, so we're pretty happy he's back home. Prior to that, Chris was the operations leader and Assistant Chief Staffing Officer at the Medical Center of Aurora. Chris earned his Bachelor's of Science in Healthcare Administration from MSU Denver, and his Master's of Science in Healthcare Leadership and Strategic Management from the University of Denver, and completed HCA Healthcare's prestigious Executive Development Program. In addition to his incredible leadership skills, Chris is passionate about providing exceptional patient care and service and has achieved great success in fostering a culture of excellence and connection. Thank you, Chris, for being here.
Okay, whoa. That was a lot, thank you. Uh-oh, we'll make it work. All right, well, good evening. As is mentioned, I'm Chris Dunbar, and I'm blessed to be the Chief Operating Officer of Presbyterian St. Luke's and the Rocky Mountain Hospital for Children. I'm honored to be here with you today at your commencement for my alma mater, as he said, Metro State. I did go to DU for my master's, and that was before you guys are blessed to have this program. So 8 years ago, this was not here, so super excited that you guys are here today. I'd like to take just a quick moment and pause and thank the staff and faculty of MSU Denver for their amazing support in getting you here to this point, because it really takes a village. So thank you to the faculty and staff for doing that. And for the rest of you guys, thank you for taking the noble call of healthcare leadership. I can feel the energy as I was out there in the lobby. You guys are completely excited to be here and blessed to be here as well. So excited for you guys as well. It's a great day for everyone here today, graduates, faculty, and staff. I would be remiss if I didn't take a thoughtful pause to recognize all of the family and friends in the room that really helped you guys get to this point today. So let's give them a round of applause as well. As many of you know, you can't do this alone. It really takes a village. It takes many of us around the room to help get you to this point today. I know from firsthand experience, there were nights where I went to work, and then after work, I had to log on the computer for 3 hours and attend a lecture, or make sure I get that discussion posted in by 11:59 at night. I know how it works, so kudos to you guys for getting that done, and then just repeat it again and again and again for those 2 years. So congratulations for that. You've all earned this, and all of us here are super excited for you. I'm going to take the next 5 to 10 minutes just this evening just to share a few stories and leadership lessons that I have learned so far in my career, and I just want to bless you guys with those as well as you start yours. You have chosen one of the most noble professions where you will share moments with patients, sometimes at their most exciting time of their life, but also sometimes when they're at their most dire time. Whether you're working in a hospital, senior living center, insurance, whatever it may be, you will impact a patient, whether it's in person in a hospital bed or over the phone. Be prepared. You are now the designated clinical friend for everyone that's around you. I have learned that as I got my master's in healthcare leadership, that I get those phone calls about valve movements, mood disorders, and everything in between because I'm in healthcare. So you may need to set the bar high and let them know, here's where I draw the line. As you step into your healthcare career, I think it's important for you always to remember your why. Healthcare is truly a calling. My why specifically comes from my dad. He's a U.S. veteran Air Force. He was in the Air Force for about 20 years. He has multiple sclerosis, and he went through many hospitals and many treatments to get to where he's at today. But I remember to this day, and it was probably about 15 years ago, where he was in a hospital bed, and I remember he was treated more as if he was a number or part of a process. And I will tell you that is my why, is to connect to ensure that every patient that walks through the door at my hospital ensures we truly care for them as if they're one of our family members. I also think it's important to realize I wanted to be a nurse as well, so I can connect with you on that. But I quickly shifted gears when I was in human anatomy and physiology, and they asked me to memorize the 600 plus muscles in the body, insertion, origin, action, and spell them correctly. So I quickly shifted gears and said, healthcare management is for me. I want to be in healthcare. I want to support many of our patients. I want to support and make a big impact to ensure any patient that walks through a door doesn't feel as if they're a number. Healthcare is a calling and leadership is a responsibility. Healthcare right now, as you've heard, is an unprecedented time. Now more than ever, we are challenged in many ways. Staffing shortages, political debate, operational barriers, just to name a few. Going into a little bit, just some of the leadership lessons I've learned as I reflect on my career, something that I've learned to ring true when balancing the 100 priorities and decisions is be bold, fail fast, and recover faster. When I think about be bold, fail fast, and recover faster, a story that resonates with me was my recent experience in San Antonio, Texas. As the COO of Methodist Hospital Stone Oak, we had something called the snowstorm in February of 2021. Coming from Denver, I thought I was completely prepared for that, to work through everything from an operational standpoint that's required of that. But I will tell you, Texas is built different, and I quickly learned that. They do not have the infrastructure for snow. The buildings are built different. So this was one of my major learning lessons as a leader. When I stepped into that, I didn't really prepare for it because I thought we were going to be ready for it. And when you're leading a team of over 2,000 clinical team members at the hospital, and you fall short on that, there's a huge impact, that domino effect to that. I ended up spending 4 nights at the hospital, sleeping in my office on an air mattress, just to have that visibility with the team and be present. So just a few things I learned through that period of time was, as a leader, oftentimes we need to be bold and admit when you're wrong. It happens. It happens to all of us. And we need to be bold and really admit when that does happen. Be present, even when it's just to listen. As a non-clinical person, when I'm up there with a respiratory therapist, I can't provide nebulation treatments, I can't provide treatment, I can't provide care, but I can be present for that clinician and help support them. Something you'll need to do is be bold and admit when you're wrong, as I mentioned, and then just visibility. Visibility goes a long way. Be present with your team, and I'm going to go into that here in just a moment. Leadership is also a science and an art. This requires multiple hats to be worn, such as mom, dad, coach, therapist, mentor, confidant, and many other things that will remain unnamed. I'd like to review just a few famous failures that resonated with me as I was really diving into this. Does anybody know who Walt Disney is? Okay. Well, did you know he was fired from a newspaper organization for lacking imagination and not having original ideas? Okay, well, I'll try another. Oprah Winfrey. Did you know she was demoted from her job as a news anchor because she wasn't fit for television? All right, last one. Michael Jordan. After being cut from his high school basketball team, he went home, locked himself in his room, and cried. And Michael Jordan said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've almost lost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I failed over and over and over in my life, and that's why I succeed." As a healthcare leader, it is vital that we understand the impact we have on so many lives. You'll be challenged every day to make decisions, and I encourage you to be thoughtful and swift while making these decisions. Another leadership lesson that has resonated with me is being in the arena. And this is a Theodore Roosevelt quote that really hit home with me. And I'm going to read it to you, but bear with me. It is a little lengthy. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to the deeds, who does great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows, in the end, the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly. So this place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who either know victory nor defeat. First, it's not about winning or losing. It's about showing up and being present. Be committed to being in the arena with your team, no matter the circumstance. We as healthcare leaders are faced with criticism and challenges. Looking back early on my career, where I wasn't in the arena with my team, I found it to be extremely difficult to lead them. I shifted the way I led to be side by side with my team in the arena, and the response was remarkable. I will leave you with this. You all know healthcare administration is not a job, it's a calling. There's a difference between earning a living and changing a life. With the landscape of healthcare moving so fast and furious today, the healthcare profession, it needs you. Your high energy, fresh perspective, big vision, and your resilience. I know you are all resilient as you're sitting here in front of me today. Don't forget these two things. Be bold, fail fast, recover faster, and always be committed to being in the arena with your team. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Chris. Are you ready? Are you ready? Okay. I'd like to call up Tracy Acabellis, Dr. Aaron Seedorf, and Dr. Dia Robinson for the hooding and pinning ceremony.
All right, now is the time that you've all been waiting for, the hooding and pinning ceremony. Here are some instructions to make things go smooth. When your name is called, please enter the stage using the stairs on your left. Once on stage, please remove your cap. Then Dr. Robinson will place your hood. After hooding, stay in place, and Dr. Seedorf will place your MHA pin. And then you'll continue to Director Chisholm for your congratulatory handshake. And we will be photographing all of it. So feel free to express yourself. Within reason. This is a live stream. Then you'll exit the stage to the right. All right. Your tassels, as was mentioned before, will remain on the left until commencement on Friday. You're going to keep them On the right, I'm sorry. I saw confused. I'm stage left is what I meant. All right, well, let's get started. We'll start with our first graduate, Viva Adhikari. Congratulations, Viva. Elia Alsafe. Congratulations, Aaliyah. Lisbeth Castaneda Solis. As to be expected, our professors are perfectionists. Congratulations, Lisbeth. Austin Collins. If you're tall, you might have to give a bow. Congratulations, Austin. April D. Crescentis Hathaway. Congratulations, April. Brandy Hansen. Congratulations, Brandy. Our next graduate isn't able to be with us tonight, so we're going to acknowledge her virtually. Congratulations to Andrea Heron. Our next graduate is Amoni Howard. Congratulations, Amoni. Michaela Kracko. Congratulations, Michaela. Lisa Matsushima. Congratulations, Lisa. Christian Pinuelos. Congratulations, Christian. Taylor Smead. Congratulations, Taylor. And our last graduate, but not least, Lillian Yaya Baden. Congratulations, Lillian. I'm so proud of all of you. You're amazing. You want to take over?
Sure. How about another round of applause for our graduates? Let me find my place now. Hold on. So normally I do the opening. So I did the opening and I had to switch things up a little bit, which is probably good because my speeches are probably a little stale. Before I start it, there are people in the room that work tirelessly to make not only this happen, but also the entire program happen. And I want to take some time to acknowledge them. First, Tracy Iacobellis. Yes, she will perform up here too if asked. Tracy, I say this at every event. I'm amazed and I'm blessed to have you in our program, and we're doing great things together, and it's incredible. Tracy, just everything about this is really Tracy's vision. It's wonderful. The second person I'd like to acknowledge, and I got to find, there she's hiding in the back, Amber Paw. So Amber Paw, Amber Paw, you did not get to spend enough time with Amber, but she's our new grad advisor, and she's been actively involved in helping prepare this. And then I need to find Janice. Oh, Janice. Janice. Janice is our wonderful work study who is behind the camera all the time and harassing all of you for photos and comments. I'd like to, so with that being said, I'd like to also thank the faculty. I'm simply honored to be in your presence. Dr. Seedorf, Dr. Robinson, and Professor Peters, who's hiding back there, are just wonderful. And there's not a day that goes by they don't talk about how they can make this program better, how they can be better professors, and how they can help you succeed. I know they're tough. It's on purpose. We want you to fall on your face a few times here so that when you get in front of Chris, you soar. So I just want to say thank you to faculty. It's impressive, the work that you do, and you're very much appreciated. I'd like to thank all of our speakers again. Thank you for taking time out of your busy days to be here. It's noticed and appreciated. And then a special thank you to Chris. Thank you for being our keynote. And we're happy to work with you. There's one other person who's kind of hiding back there, Dr. Ed Leary, who is one of our advisory board members. Dr. Leary, would you raise your hand? Dr. Leary, I think maybe the one, maybe two, of consistent board members who said, all throughout the pandemic, what can I do? What's going on? How can I help? Often I said, I don't know. Just stay around. That's what I need you for. I need your thoughts. Anyways, it's great to see Dr. Leary here. I want to say thank you to the family. This is a journey that is difficult, and the family and friends and the loved ones, they could not do it without you, and it's just amazing. So, my closing remarks. This is from my heart to yours, I hope. I would be remiss if I did not have one last forced lecture for you. Often I bring this subject up, and I brought it up in orientation probably, because it means a lot to me. In 1912, during an address delivered on commencement day at Brown University, Justice Louis Brandeis, one of the great justices of the Supreme Court, spoke about what it means to be a professional. And he stressed three particularly important points. First, a profession is an occupation for which the necessary preliminary training is intellectual in character, involving knowledge and learning. Each of you made the commitment to pursue higher education. Many of you, in addition to your responsibilities to family, work, and other parts of your life, our hope is that the experience here in the MHA program will encourage you to be lifelong learners. Second, it is an occupation which is pursued largely for others. What you do is the best reflection of what it means to be a professional. Third, it is an occupation in which success is measured in terms that are not financial. In class, you learned about leadership, specifically servant leadership. The theory that serving the mission, the organization, and the people come first. I ask that you do so with humility, curiosity, and compassion. As Dr. Robinson so eloquently reminded you in Capstone last week, you are serving patients and the people that take care of them. You will spend your life's work, and to Chris's point, serving people at their greatest moments and their worst. What a wonderful gift to you. However, to receive this gift, it requires a few things. First, be humble. You do not and cannot know everything. Stop being certain on everything. In most times, certainty just doesn't exist. And start using the word, my favorite recently, perhaps. The second, accept yourself to who you are and where you're at on this journey. Chris, we did not come together for our speech. Practice and fail, and practice some more and fail some more. It's okay. Be vulnerable. Open up to feedback and commit to change. That builds trust, and trust is critical. Compassion. Show it in everything that you do. Actively listen, and then when you are ready to speak, don't. Listen some more. And above all, keep a firm footing on ethics. Your moral compass must be precise and accurate. And if you're ever in doubt, put people first. Each of you will have an opportunity in whatever path that you have chosen to improve the lives of the people you serve, colleagues with whom you work, and the needs of broader society. Congratulations on all that you have accomplished and all that I know you will accomplish in the future. Stay safe and take care of each other. Good night.